And now, without further ado, here are your hosts, Bill from Armstrong Adventures, and Scott from Controversial Cruising.
Well, hello.
Hey,
How are
everybody.
you?
Hey, Scott.
Bill, it has been a few weeks since we have
It,
even talked or had a show or really anything, to be honest with
it
you.
has. I've been on a leave. I've been off of YouTube. There was about 2 weeks there where I didn't even look at YouTube. I didn't have anything to do with YouTube. About the last week or so, I started coming back and started commenting on in people's chats and in people's lives and things like that. I just started, and it feels good to be back. It's different. You know, I'm nervous because it's been so long since I've been here. I would like to say CNS. Well, hold on. CNS Travel. Well, thank you for being a new member. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I don't think we have it set up where I could thank you on my side, but I will definitely shout you out on my channel this coming up Monday when I put out a new video. So thank you so
What
much.
do you mean? Of course we do.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money.
Oh, well, that's good. I have another. I'm gonna say if you don't have, I have another one for like new members. But thank you so much. I appreciate it. Scott. I know you got a lot to talk about today.
I do. But, getting back to that time off, sometimes it is really, it's really good for content creators like ourselves to take a little time, take a step back, get back into our own personal lives and, kind of fine tune our personal life so we can make our YouTube content and our YouTube journey even better. So I am glad you had a great 2 weeks off. I realized that you were taking a little step away, which is good. And I hope that you are back and ready to do a wonderful Alaska Cruise Talk Live. So I figured that this was a good topic for us to start back in on, since I have so much to talk about Alaska.
Yeah, I have to admit, I started coming back in last week. I've been trying to catch up on people's videos and different vlogs and watching a few of people's Alaska videos.
Uh-huh.
And I can't wait to go back. I'm scheduled for next April, so I can't wait to next April. And then watching yours. I've never cruised out of San Francisco before, so I would like to do that one time, going under the Golden Gate Bridge with people. If you haven't seen Scott's latest videos, he hasn't gotten onto the cruise ship yet, but catch him his pre-cruise. I think this is some of his best work.
Thank you. San Francisco was definitely one of those awe-exhilarating ports to go out of that I didn't realize that it was so beautiful until I got to San Francisco. And, Bill, honestly, well, I have to kind of admit to you that I kind of found out a little bit more about like the deeper, darker secrets of Alaska in total, from all of the ports to some information about Alaska while I was on the ship. Also some conversations that I had with some locals. So I really got to find out some secrets that I didn't get to find out last time I was in Alaska. I also made some mistakes that I will share too as well on this Cruise Talk Live. But yeah, I really did find out some deep secrets that I really would want to share with you, and I also want to share with everybody in here too. So, and I don't know, you may or may not know them, so I don't know.
I'm like everybody here. Now you got me curious. What was going on? What did you find out new and different?
All right. But before I tell anybody and before I get into telling you, let me run through the chat, say hi to some people, and then we will get right into it. So voiced in is Mr. Orange Cone Vlog. Hello, Ross. Welcome in, my friend. We have Bruce from Ocean to Ocean. Hello, Bruce. Welcome in. Cruise Talk, Cruise Life TV. Hello, Greg and Michelle. Welcome in. Nuts, Cruise Nuts. Hello, Mike. Welcome in. Let's see. Oh, chat's running fast. CNS, welcome in, and thank you also for the new membership on Bill's side, Armstrong's side.
Thank you so much.
Uncle Brady is here. Shady Brady. Hello, Shady Brady. Welcome in. Antoinette at Fun says, good evening, everyone. Hello, Antoinette. And I believe Antoinette will be live right after us, correct, Bill? at
What's today?
5.
Wednesday? It should be
Yeah.
8
Yep.
o'clock.
At
Yep.
8 o'clock. Yep. So go on and check Antoinette out. We have Andy Heinrich says greetings. Hello, Andy. Welcome in, my friend.
Greetings.
Crystal Sparkle. Hello, Crystal. So nice to see you again.
Hey, Crystal.
Aunt June. Hello, Aunt June. Welcome in.
And June and Brady, they have some videos out too.
They do.
Check them out, people.
They do.
They pretty good videos. Make sure you check them out.
They put an obstructed balcony view
Yes,
room tour out today, which I do have to catch up and watch. But so proud of them
I
for
saw it. I thought it
posting.
was. You know what? Especially if you get it for a good price, I love those obstructive views. And for them and doing a video, a lot of people want to know what those obstructive views cabins look like. Make sure you get it tagged right. Make sure you have a good title, a good thumbnail. Make sure, because it's going to be probably one of your better viewed videos.
Yeah. You know, a lot of your room tours, Bill, they end up taking off on all your ships. I know you like the obstructed views, but you also have some other different room tours that have also just kind of, skyrocketed in views because people want to know.
Yeah, a lot of people want to know kind of like the negative. I try to get the weird rooms, the interior room with only an upper and a lower, the noisy rooms, the obstructive view rooms, and people, ADA rooms. People want to see those kind of videos, and they're evergreen videos. They come back forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. When was I on the Jubilee? Was that Christmas?
Yep. Was that the one with the pillow over your head?
Yes.
Oh,
I mean, I probably got 100 views in the last 2 days. It's one of my most viewed videos, and it's still getting 50 views, 25, 50 views a day.
As it should. It's a good video. Chris Kovaleski has made it in on his personal. Hello, Chris. Welcome in. Carnival Cruise Addict. So I guess that is Liz. Hello, Carnival Cruise Addicts. Welcome in. House of X Entertainment. Hello, House of X. It's a party now. Welcome in, guys. JNT Adventures. Always nice seeing you guys. Hey, everyone, they say. Well, hello, JNT.
Welcome in.
It's a Cruise Life. Hello, Cruise. It's a Cruise Life. Great to see you guys. Hey, guys, they say, with a wavy hand. We have Elisa's Adventures in Cruising. Hello, Elisa. Welcome.
Elisa has a new video out today. I saw it today, and she's like, what to pack. I mean, this Alaska, it's big news here, people. If you haven't been to Alaska, or if you haven't made plans to go to Alaska, you might want to think about it, because I'm telling you that nothing's going to happen but the price going up.
That's true. That is true. We're going to talk all about that. That's actually one of my points today, Bill, about the price in Alaska going up and why you should travel there right now. And actually, so Elisa, I did watch that video, and Elisa and I actually have the same binoculars. I bought the same pair of binoculars right before I went to Alaska this time. And let me tell you, they are some of the best binoculars I've ever used. The hookup is a little weird. So I'm going to text you, Elisa, on the side to, you kind of need another hand, or you need another person to screw in that little adjustable knob on the back. But once you get it in, man, the view from that, and if you have a good camera like an iPhone, or even if you have a Samsung, you could get really good footage of, seeing through the binoculars, basically through your phone, which is amazing and awesome for $12 or $19 or whatever I paid. Forget what I paid. The Sweet Life of Nan and Gigi. Hello, Nanny and Gigi. Welcome in.
Welcome in.
Here. Cruising Scene. Hello, Cruising Scene. Welcome in. She says, hi, Controversial Cruising. Well, hello. Let's see. CNS. Hello, CNS again. Official Jamia has made it in. Hello, Official Jamia.
Bestie, welcome in.
Let's see. Shit, it's running. We have VentureCast. Hello, VentureCast. Welcome in.
Mike.
And Bill, I think I want to try to do next week, since we've kind of all been on the Carnival Miracle, yourself, myself, and VentureCast. I was thinking about doing a show next week, kind of on the Carnival Miracle, and maybe having VentureCast as a special guest, because he just sailed in the
Yes, sounds great.
Yep. I know you took the Miracle, but you took it to Hawaii, which I'm going to end up doing at the end of the year. So we can still talk about how weird that ship is, which is not this live. But yes,
the layout, the layout is good. but the core is a little funny, but it always gives you something to talk about.
It does. It does. It does.
They have good chocolate
It'll be
martinis.
great live. Okay, let's see. Oh, we have Rambling with the Brooms. Hello, hello, Rambling with the Broom.
Welcome in, guys.
Believe that might be another Scott. I think his name is Scott. Either Scott or George. Let's see. We are with Bill. Spit it, Scott. I know Elisa was going to be here. I know it. She's probably got like 17 or 18 days left until she goes. Let's see. Oh, found June and Brady from your Alcatraz video. Well, look at that. Yes. I did. They were waving. I said, hi, Aunt June and Uncle Brady. Yes.
Hey,
So proud of
Elisa had put in there real quick. Hey, Lisa, check out June and Brady's obstructive view balcony video, and it'll show you. It'll show you. You know, the only thing is you with obstructive view, you can't look like straight down, but you can see it. Just check out their video. They did a really good job showing you what the view is like. Okay, back to the programming.
Let's see here. Scratch and Pete PA. Hello, Scratch and Pete. Welcome in. Always
Welcome
great
in.
having you here, my friend. Yes. Elisa said, I have an obstructed view, balcony view this time too. Was hoping it would not be a huge mistake. Yes, check out June and Brady's video. Kind of be funny if you were like in the same vicinity or even the same cabin number or close
Wouldn't
to
that be
it.
funny?
That would be kind of funny. Let's see here. Lady CZ says, hi guys. Hello, Lady CZ. Welcome in.
Welcome in.
Maggie. Oh, Maggie.
Hey,
So
Maggie.
great to see you. I know she was on a cruise right before I was, and then we missed each other. So great to see you back here, Maggie. Yes, I packed way too much for Alaska. I said, Rich, if I go to Alaska next year, let me only bring literally 2 outfits because I wore the same 2 outfits over and over again. And I was sitting on my suitcase to get all the souvenirs and all the giveaways back. I was like, I cannot be doing this year after year. So 2 outfits next year. That's it. And a sweatshirt. That's it. In the words of Miss Doubtfire, hello, Anthony on the move. Hello. Oh, that's great. I love that. Oh, Grandma's House. Welcome in. New subscriber to your channel. Well, thank you, Grandma's House. Hope you
Welcome
enjoy.
in.
Have you ever been on a cruise, Grandma's House? Just want to know. Question. Randy, Scrow's Nest. Afternoon, Scott, Bill, and everyone else. Hello, Randy. Welcome in. Awesome. Yes, that's why I wanted to try them out before I left. Yes, I saw you try them out. It's a little weird, but once you get a hang of it, and if you have a third person or a second person to help you screw it in, I mean, those binoculars are amazing. Let's see here. That's right. It is Scott. We need one more Scott, and we got a quorum. One more. Hey, Miss Parker. Hello. Hey, everyone.
Miss Parker, that is Siobhan Parker from Parker's on the Go.
I thought
and
so.
she has she has a new channel out there. So if you guys, Siobhan, if you type in #strong, I don't know if you're in my chat, #strong, it'll drop your link. If you haven't connected with the Parkers on the Go or Siobhan, Miss Parker, Mrs. Parker, go ahead and check her out. She had a new video, I believe, today, just a little before we came on. She had a premiere out.
I love their energy too, Bill. If you ever catch one of the lives, which I know you and I have both been in the live, their energy is just so infectious when they're on a live. I'm always smiling when I'm watching Parkers on the Go.
They do well, and they put a lot of work into their channel.
They do.
You know, I dabble, a little bit into YouTube. They work at YouTube, and there's a few channels out there that everything they think about, everything they do is like YouTube thing about YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube focus for sure, 100%. VentureCast said, I had an obstructed view balcony on the Miracle also, and I thought it was perfect for me. So there you go. I believe VentureCast might have a video out on that. So check that one out too, Elisa, in case you're on that side, if they were on the same side. That'd be also crazy if VentureCast and June and Brady were in the same room. That would just be insane.
That would be.
I know there's not too many obstructed views on the Miracle because it's a smaller ship. I think there's only a handful of them. So
it was like the 3rd, 4th floor, maybe maybe 5th floor.
5th floor, yeah, I think so. Funnelheads, hello, Funnelheads, welcome in.
Welcome in.
Let's see. Flat-chested female Flatty, hello, welcome in from the Traveling Fools community. Let's see here. Grandma says, "No, I've never been on a cruise, but I would like to at some point." Well, welcome in. We
Nice.
welcome you with open arms, Grandma. See, Elisa, Shady says, "Elisa, what floor are you on the Miracle?" Let's see. I recently have been interested in people who live on cruises. So cool. Yes, I would hopefully like to be that person one day. Let's see. I'll be on the Spirit, so I won't be. Oh, that's right. She's going on the Spirit, not the Miracle. That's right. I forgot. She's going on the Spirit.
Same layout though. Same
Same
class,
layout.
same layout.
Yep. Traveling Fool says, "Yo, yo, yo. Welcome in, Traveling Fools." Let's see. And Sweet Life of Nanny and Gigi says, "Grandma's house. We are cruising grandmas. Jump aboard." That's right. That is right.
It's
And
grandparents' time. We're gonna take over the cruise ships. You thought Celebrity was supposed to be the grandparents' cruise. No, nope, nope. Carnival's gonna be the new grandparents' cruise ship. We're gonna take over for the 9-9. Oh.
Bill, not like this is a bad thing, but Alaska cruises definitely have a lot of grandmas and grandpas. That is for sure.
Everybody wants to go to Alaska now. You guys are trying to take over. That was our territory. We loved Alaska. But no, now you young people want to get out there and come take over Alaska like you discovered Alaska.
I really can't say that you're wrong. I really can't say that you're wrong, Bill. But the average age on my cruise was probably close to the 70s because we only had 28 kids on our entire sailing. Probably the lowest number of kids I've ever heard of on a cruise ship.
Look at that. Not an adult ship, but no kids. You can't beat that.
You really can't. You really can't. You really can't. Okay. And then right at the end here, Steve and Tina Jewell, new friends here. Well, welcome in on Mr. Warmstrong's side. Well, welcome in, Steve and Tina. We appreciate you being here. Okay, so let me just star that. And okay, so let's kind of dive deep into this here. I wanted to talk about Alaska and all about Alaska kind of at a whole. And I wanted to talk about why it was different this year, because you can go back on my page, on Bill's page, and you can find different lives about Alaska. We both went last year. We both also had a live before and after, but this one is going to be a little bit different because I found out some secrets. I found out some hidden gems in Alaska. And to me, I also believe, and Bill, you may be able to echo on this or may not be able to echo, but I believe that I went on the best excursion that is offered in Southeast Alaska, period. And no, it wasn't whale watching because whale watching is one of the biggest scams going in Alaska. No, it wasn't whale watching. It was actually, Bill, the Glacier Express. The little tiny boat that you go up and you get off the big boat and go on the little boat and you go up closer to the glacier. Have you been able to do that?
I have not. That's going to be my next one. I will disagree though, because I got to admit the helicopter ride to the glacier where you get off and walk on the glacier, that's the best excursion I've ever been on in life.
Okay.
But I do in the ship going up close to the glaciers. That's in April. I plan on doing that.
Definitely plan on doing that because Bill, luckily enough, I was able to experience that Glacier Express. Actually, Richard was gifted that to me, so I was able to go with him. I wasn't going with him, and then luckily he actually gifted it to me as part of the cruise, and I was able to go up. I am not one who goes on any excursions. I don't really book excursions. I'm not really an excursion person. For myself, I don't like to be constricted in one area for 4 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours. I like to go out and explore, and if I don't like a place, I like to be able to get up and go and then go somewhere else. However, Richard said that this was going to be one of the best, and he said the best, but again, I think right now it's the best, but one of the best excursions offered in Southeast Alaska. And that is because you can get up so close to the glacier. And last year, right, they even admitted they weren't able to get as close as they were the time that I was on the ship. We got about 50 to 80 yards away from the South Sawyer Glacier, which was
Wow.
like from basically me to double my microwave right now, which is super close to where I am. I can't touch it, but it's super close. So we got about 50 yards away from this glacier. And if I thought last year I spent 45 minutes just breathing the air on deck 5 on the Luminosa, the air was so much more crisp, and it was just, the internal healing that it did for my body, for my mind and my soul when I was able to be out there and so close to the glacier. That air is unlike anything that I've ever been able to explain or even, I mean, come to close to replicate. Like, you can't even go in an oxygen tank here in Arizona and it be as clean as it was in Alaska. And I was taken away. I was blown away from the time that I got on the ship. And I know the one big draw about the ship, is they make you the glacieritas. You get to drink the ice cube from the glacier, which is all cool, and it's awesome that you get to do that. But I think the real big takeaway from this excursion was how close that you are able to get to this glacier. And honestly, 2027, 2028, even 2026, we might not even have a Glacier Express. I mean, it may be a Glacier Express, but you might not be able to get even 200 yards away from where the glacier is because of how fast it's receding, right? From
Yeah.
all of the pollution, from all the traffic, from so many different multitude of things in Alaska that is causing this excursion to kind of in a way kind of have a expiration date. We don't know exactly what the expiration date is, but it will at some point or another have an expiration date. And I just feel so blessed that I was able to to be able to do this. And I'm glad that you're able to do it in April, because I know that still be offered in April. But man, oh man, Bill, it was I'm almost at a loss for words at how amazing it was.
Yeah, that was one of the ones I wish I would have gotten on. I saw it going out. I knew it was available, but I didn't book it. And I saw it going on. I'm like, I wish I would have booked that excursion. You're talking about the glaciers melting. All you have to do is look at Mendenhall Glacier. 5 years ago, I took a picture. Oh boy, I forget the name of where it is, where the waterfalls, Nugget Falls, I believe.
Yep.
Nugget Falls, and how far the Mendenhall Glacier has retreated from that spot now is incredible. It's incredible. This is one of those things that unless something happens, unless it's colder up there, unless we get more precipitation, people, I mean, you need to get up there. And it's kind of a once, and I know a lot of people don't like the cold and they don't want to do a lot of different things, but it's a once in a lifetime type of view. And once it's gone, it's gone. Once that glacier recedes so much, it loses its value. Once it gets so far away, well, you might as well stay on the ship if it's going to be that far away, because you're going to need binoculars. So
Yep.
while you can, get up there. I can't wait for the videos.
Yeah, and honestly, like you're saying about the Mendenhall, last year, Uncle Brady and myself, we went so late in the season that they weren't even actually offering tours or trips to Mendenhall, because they were trying to preserve that area so much from people, walking around it and doing all the things that would cause it to recede even more. So they cut it off in August, and we couldn't even get there if we wanted to. And then I also talked to another tour guide. We could have done it this time, but we were kind of jam-packed in Juneau with a lot of things that we were doing, so we didn't have enough time to make it there. But he also expressed that in August they're probably planning to do the same thing about pulling it back. And if you come later in the season, you might not be able to go to Mendenhall Glacier. You might not be able to even take the $5 bus down the road to just even look at Mendenhall. They're not even letting you look at it from afar. That's how scarce some of these excursions are becoming. And again, this kind of echoes off what we've talked about in the past couple of weeks, the last Cruise Talk Live, about how they're starting to cap all of these ports, in Alaska. And also I heard Barcelona, Key West.
Barcelona is a big one.
It's happening all over in these smaller, more intimate ports now that people are like, hey, I want to go to Alaska. Well, hey, guess what? The time might be running out. I know that sounds crazy, but the time might be running out for Alaska. And I'm not saying that they're going to shut the doors all total, but what happens if they shut the door like they're trying to halfway? And there's still all of these people that are trying to come into Alaska, right? All the older folk, all the younger folk, all the newer cruisers, everybody once in a lifetime, the couples. Like, what happens then, Bill? Like,
The price goes up and up and up. It's supply and demand. It's a business.
Yep.
They build all these ships, but now they need places to put people. I mean, can you imagine getting off Alaska for a second? Royal Caribbean bought that little strip of land coming into Nassau and going to build like a resort. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it must make business sense. If Royal is doing it, it must make business sense. But it's like they're running out of places to put people. And Alaska is a finite, opportunity, and only a limited number of ships can get there. So if everybody still wants to go to Alaska, the price is not going to do anything but go up. The excursions are the helicopter ride to the glacier. It was around $600. It was, it's kind of a once in a lifetime type of a deal. I loved it. Favorite excursion of all time, $600.
Yep.
I mean, that's more than I paid for the cruise, probably.
Yep. And in 2 years, imagine what it could be, right? Just imagine what the Glacier Express is. I think it's only $249 a person. I can imagine in 2 years that's going to double. They're going to ask for $500 for that boat ride. Like, what? And the glacier is going to be retreating, so you're not going to get as good a view, but it's going to be more money. That's right.
That's right. It's Alaska. God bless you, people. I can remember Alaska when it was not popular and it was easy to get to Alaska, and nobody wanted to go. It was too cold. Nobody wanted to go. Grandparents, we were out there enjoying life and having our best time. Everybody want to turn up and party all the time, but with grandparents, we were out there having a good old time. And now the young people want to turn Alaska into a party town.
So true. And let me share this real quick. Let me bring everybody a little closer to the glacier. This is only a really short...
Before you do that, Scott, can you run down the chat? We're getting so far behind, and people have questions.
Yes, I can.
We can get back to the glaciers.
Let's see here. Where did I leave off? Okay. So Funnelhead says, what is your favorite stop in Alaska? We're actually going to do a full live on this, but my favorite stop, I would have to say, was Tracy Arm Fjord for this once in a lifetime excursion. But if you wanted a port that I actually got off in, Andrew, that would be Ketchikan. And I'm actually thinking about moving there next season and working there too. That would going to be a whole nother life. So Ketchikan is my answer. How about you, Bill?
I like Juneau. I like people. I like the crowds in the city, and a ton of excursions. And it's the big city. You go there and you visit Alaska. Yeah. You visit the town in Alaska, capital. You get there, and it's a lot of fun. And you need time. And I would love for you to move up there. That would be nice. I got to come up there and visit then, because then all the ins and outs and the cheap way around it. I'm cheap. And on some things, people, and just get the insider look at it.
Yep. Just for the tourist season, I would just move up there, maybe work at the Arctic bar or something like that. So, Siobhan says, I can't wait to get to Alaska. Yes.
You'll love it. I know Brandon, he's not really, I know he's not, doesn't like the cold that much probably, but he would love it. Once you got up there, and it's so peaceful. I mean, you'll be talking about it from here to to your final breath. You'll be talking about, I was in Alaska.
Mommy Millionaire says, so are you taking the grandkids on this grandparents cruise?
Yeah, as long as the parents come along. Parents come along, we can all go on the grandparents cruise.
Rambling with the rooms. We are up to 40 rooms for my group cruise in Alaska next year. Oh, that is awesome.
That's huge.
Should be way more than that in a couple months for sure, once people start to see all these videos from Alaska. Maggie says, I did that excursion last year and loved that excursion. Yes, I can close my eyes and it just brings me right back to the boat. It's amazing. Travel with Josie Ann. Hello, Travel with Josie Ann. Welcome in. Yes, Aunt June was actually sitting right next to me, next to next to also Richard also actually gifted Aunt June a admission on that trip too as well. He actually used to work on the Glacier Express, so we had some connections. Let's just say. I did have an iceberg margarita. I actually had a few of them. They were quite good. They were quite good. I try to be, Chris. I try to be as free spirited as possible. Funnelhead says that was one of the best tours we did. Tracy Arm Fjord Glacier Trek. It was incredible. The sound of the sound of the breaking apart and falling ice in the icy water was epic. Yes, I do have a clip of that I will show in just a second.
Nice.
Danny D says, Scott. Hello, Danny D. Welcome in. Welcome in.
Danny D.
Let's see. Of course, Aunt June, I am just so proud of you for posting the videos, getting that ship tour done with Mr. Richard, and I can't wait to see where your video and your channels go for sure. Your channel goes for sure. The Sweet Life of Nanny and Gigi says that's a scary thought. It really is. Glad we are going next year. Yes, the time is now. Next year, right now, it's right now.
Things can change, but I'm telling you, from 5 years ago to now, it's been a big difference. Big difference. I'm going to see if I can locate. I wasn't into YouTube 5 years ago. I got to find the pictures. But if you can see where Mendenhall Glacier is to where it is now, in another 5 years, you won't be able to see it from the walking, port that they have there. You won't be able to see it.
You won't.
Which is scary.
We were not going to take the Express, but after seeing your post and hearing this, I think it's going to be a must. Did you book it through Carnival? Yes, we did book it through Carnival, and I'll also have a separate vlog on that. I believe that is day 4 or day 5. So it should be in a few vlogs. But Greg or Michelle, text me, and I will send you parts of that video because you definitely have to do that Glacier Express if you're going to Alaska. 110%. Gutters Pub. Hey, Bill and Scott, or Scott and Bill. Hello, Gutters. Welcome in.
Welcome in.
Tanya and Timmy also come in. Event yours. Hello, Bill and Scott. It was great to see you.
Yeah, she has. Are you conditioning yourself for the bar crawl, Bill? Ha ha. No, I haven't had a drink. It's been so long. This is this June 14th is gonna be a disaster because I haven't had a drink in God knows how long. And I'm around all nothing but drinkers on that. And I bought the drink package for the first time ever.
Ooh.
It's gonna be a disaster.
That means I have to add mine too. And I'm actually taking.
I haven't bought it yet. I mean, you and I are rooming together, so we have to do it at the same time. So we'll talk about it.
Can't wait. And I'm also taking off until June 14th of drinking too, or June 13th anyway. So yeah. Liver needs a little bit of a rest from that last
cruise. I know, my poor liver. I feel sorry. I apologize, liver. I apologize.
So with my mobility about to become limited, any tips for staying in port in Juneau, Skagway, and Ketchikan? Yes, I can definitely give you some tips. The thing about Alaska, Ross, is unfortunately it's what I call port intensive, right? So you're up very, very early and you go to bed very, very late, even though it feels like it's still part of the day because at 10:30, depending on when you go, 9:30, 10:30 at night, it's still light out and you're still going. And, if you're going to Alaska, I would say, I know this has nothing to do with mobility, but Ross, make sure you take daytime naps. Find time during the day. And this is anybody that's going to Alaska. Do not try to do the entire day in port and then come back on the sea day without a nap before dinner. Take a nap. Even if it's 45 minutes, your body will thank you because the days are so long in Alaska, like so long. Would you agree?
Yeah. And a lot of some of the ports like Juneau, it's a ways down to get to town. If you're going to like Ketchikan, you're kind of like once you get off the ship, you're kind of almost in town. You're in town. So it'd be a lot easier to get around like there and probably Skagway. It's a little ride. Juneau it's not too far. But I didn't notice, I don't know about the buses or the transportation to get you from the ship to like the downtown part of Juneau. So I have to look more into that one, Ross.
In Skagway, Ross, I would probably look into taking the yellow bus trolley. I think that's what it's called. But it will take you basically around the entire town. It is a smaller town, but if you do have some of those mobility issues, the Yellowtown trolley is a great way to feel like you've gotten around the whole town. I know it stops at a few places, and it will take a lot of walking off of your feet and your legs too as well. Juneau, I don't. There is a free trolley that technically, or a free bus technically, that goes downtown, or it's not free. I think it's $3 or $2 that will take you downtown, but that's going to be further from the port area. And then once you get off that bus, you're still going to have to do some walking. So Juneau, I feel like there may be a little bit of the challenges. You're still going to have to walk somewhat in Juneau, but Skagway and Ketchikan, there's more of that. I guess you can call it public transportation for them, but more public transportation, be it, little golf carts or the trolleys that would be able to take you around and take some of that, walking off of your feet for sure. That's a great question. Though. That's a great question.
But I will say this, even if I couldn't get off the ship, I still would take an Alaskan cruise.
Yes.
Even if for whatever reason I could not get off the ship, because the sights that you see when you're cruising through the fjords, it's still once in a lifetime type thing. Have a good pair of binoculars. You're going to see wildlife. You're going to see whales. You're going to see seals. You're going to see possibly bears, bald eagles, and this is staying on the ship. So don't get discouraged just thinking just because I can't do this, I can't do that, or you don't know. Staying on the ship, and it'll save you money. Staying on the ship, you still will see sites that you'll remember for the rest of your life.
And breathing in that air too, even on an open deck, will regenerate the inside and the outside too. It's just, I can't even speak volumes to what the air in Alaska really does for one's psyche and one's insides. It's amazing. Yes, local transportations in town, etc. Yes, so definitely check out that yellow bus trolley. It's the oldest working trolley in Skagway, so it would be very easy to find, and it's cheap too. It's not expensive. Gutter says my good friend lives in Juneau, has a bunch of Airbnbs with experiences that will rock our world. One experience is with a company called Dangerous Water, super fun. Oh, I have to check that out next time I go to Juneau. Gutters, sounds fun. Adventurer says maybe they're just end up the fact of people not being able to come just to get more people to come. Just a thought. I don't think they're having a problem with people coming to Alaska. I think they're having a problem with too many people coming to Alaska. That's the thing. They built the ships bigger than the ports can handle. Definitely. And honestly, the ports at now, the amount and the volume that they're trying to jam in these ports are more than the people can handle. I mean, I'll just say this, and this goes kind of into sort of the next subject, but really the problem I was going to talk about in Alaska at a whole is how understaffed they are. And quite frankly, part of me is that's why I want to move down to Ketchikan to help them with their staffing issue. But almost every bar I went into that was closer to the port, or every restaurant I went into, or every gift shop I went into had lines out the door. I mean, this workers look stressed out as all heck. They're running around. They don't even know where the bags are. They're looking at one person, ringing up another person shoving something in their face. They're like, oh my God, the lines out the door for the restaurants where like people are like, I've been here an hour and nobody's even came over to me. Well, we're not going to eat here. Okay. And I had never experienced that, not even last year, to the amount of how understaffed I think Alaska is at whole, and especially the more popular ports like Juneau and Ketchikan, Skagway, things like that.
But that's cruising in general now. All these port areas they're swamped, and it's not enjoyable. That's why I try to get away from the port as much as possible, because it's not enjoyable. Yep. I like going on more of the journey cruises, the Carnival journey cruises, which are longer cruises, because you hit ports that you normally don't hit, and they're not as crowded. You don't have 30 people in line at the souvenir shop. They don't. It's ridiculous now, and I'm starting. I love Jubilee. Jubilee is probably my favorite Carnival ship.
Hmm?
Um, but I like smaller ships with fewer people. You know, I like fewer people when I go to their private islands. I like I like fewer people. Um,
I do too.
they're it's popular.
It is.
I can remember back in the 90s when I started selling 1990. I started cruising. There was nobody there, and the only time they took pictures on a cruise ship was formal night. They didn't do pictures. They didn't line up every evening at 6 o'clock and block off all the hallways, cut off half the stairs. They didn't do that. It was only on formal night. They had a tuxedo rental place, so you can rent a tuxedo and go to dinner dressed up. It's a different day and age now. Different
really is.
different animal.
Maggie says it was so worth the 240 though. It really was. It really
It
was.
sounds like it.
Oh, I like this name. See the World has come in on your side, Bill. Hey, Pete. Hello, See the World. I love that.
They are posting some videos now, and I believe it's Cozumel, and they're getting all around, and they went on a tequila tour. I got to try it. I love tequila.
Me too. That's what I was drinking this whole cruise. I went from Tito's to tequila for some reason. One of the bartenders made a suggestion. I said, "Okay, let me take a shot of it." I was like, "Oh, that's smooth."
It ends poorly for me, but yeah.
Event Yours says, "How's your drinking fast going?" Yeah, I guess good. I'm thinking about June 13th though. So, Scrosness says, "Look at how the price jumped on the White Pass rail. Exactly, 100%. It's already happening without us even knowing that it's happening. It was so true, so true." Bill, are you conditioning yourself for the bar crawl? He better be. He better be.
No, I'm just the opposite. I'm not doing anything.
That would be amazing to live in Ketchikan. I would choose either there or Skagway to live in. Yeah, either one, to be honest with you. And I know even if you have like a medical complication, you would have to be airlifted, and that could be a little complicated, but still, the scenery and the people and the bars and just the vibes in both of those places, Andrew, are immaculate to me. I mean, it would be like me fitting in like a Lego piece that fits perfectly. I would fit perfectly in the Arctic bar, and I would love it. So, and I talked to Miss Paula about it too. So I told her to look out for my resume.
Good.
And Scro says, "You are not cheap. You are frugal. There's a difference."
Oh, thank you, Scro. Appreciate it, sir.
Journeys with Junior Brady. Hey, Lisa, you got a new sub. I'm sure Lisa appreciates that. Oh, she does. Thanks so much. We'll definitely be heading your way. Can't wait to see the cabin tour. The Island Boy. Hello, the Island Boy. So nice to see you. Welcome, welcome. Oh, this makes my heart feel warm and welcome. My friend Teal, who I used to work with, who has now moved to the East Coast, back to the East Coast. Teal, so good to see you. We always talk about how hard it is to get real family and friends to support our channel. So thank you, my friend, for being here. Hope you are staying warm over in Pennsylvania. Orange Code Vlog says we are doing Glacier Bay. Okay, Glacier Bay. All right. Either way, I still think there's a Glacier Express that goes to Glacier Bay. You don't see South Sawyer, but I believe there's still a glacier tour there for sure. Not a total disaster, Bill. I hope you'll be okay.
Total disaster. I don't know how I'm I gotta avoid the cameras. It's gonna be too many cameras. I hate being around vloggers. All you people vloggers want to do is get everything on tape. I got it on tape. I got it on tape. Did you get that on tape? It's gonna be
Bill, we're going to talk. Don't worry. We're going to talk. Thank goodness for Guy's Burgers. Yes, I used that a lot after I got on the ship, especially a little woozy from ports. Yeah, Guy's Burgers was awesome. And I do have to say, so I know I'm going to talk about this next week, but they did something on my ship that I've never seen before. They moved Guy's Burgers back to dinner because we had so many late ports. So they closed it a few times for lunch and they moved it back to dinner. That was the food and beverage manager on the Carnival Miracles decision. And I think he should get a raise for that because man, oh man, was that so awesome. It actually alleviated the pizza line. It alleviated the deli line because now there was a third option for food. Because once you got back on at 9 o'clock, who's going to the main dining room at 9 o'clock? Not me, and quite frankly, nobody else. So thought that was amazing. We'll talk about that next week. Orange Cone Vlog says, "Oh, trust me, naps will be had." That's true. That's true. Yes, I will talk about that Alaskan Brewing Depot too. I have some show and tell to show here too as well. Free shuttle to their brewery. Yes, we will talk about that. Bama comes in. Hello, Bama. Hello, Captain Scott and Mr. Warmstrong.
Mr. Warmstrong. I like that.
Strong. Can't stop walking but love mowing. Welcome in. Welcome in. They're going in mid-August. That's when we went last year. So you actually have a chance to see the Northern Lights. Orange Cone vlog. Let's see. Maritz's Yarning Crafts. Hello, Maritz's Yarning Crafts. Welcome in. Oh, my God, we have so many people in here today. Oh, you did not get him, Mr. Bill. Oh, my God. People, I did not know about this. Bill did not tell me about this. Oh, my God.
I don't know where that came from.
I wasn't ready.
Just for you, Carnival Cruise addicts.
Nettie and JT, good evening, all. Coming in late, but Alaska is made amazing. The water alone at the glacier is so glassy. Yes, it is. Oh my God, Bill, you're too funny. Together we travel. Hello, Will. Welcome in. That's right. Scott Crabbing Going Catch a Can did a great job. Recommend them. That's right. You got the kids meal there. I remember. VentureCast, I really loved Catch a Can. It would be fun to spend the whole summer there. That's what I was thinking. I mean, it's only I sporadically moved to Arizona from New York. So, I mean, what's 3 months in Alaska?
There's a young lady around my age, and Golden Girl. She did that. She worked in Alaska. And actually, she gave me, she was all over. She's been to Hawaii and worked like during the summers, during the peak seasons. And, just gave me all these places to look at in Alaska. So if you're thinking about doing that, you should try to contact her. I'll reach out to her because I have her number, and she can guide you where to stay, where to work, who to apply. And if you really are thinking about Alaska, because I think she's in South Dakota now working for the summer.
Okay. Nettie and JT says, we took a tour 2 years ago and the guide in Ketchikan said she was in Alaska for work. She didn't live there. Maybe people looking for work can go for seasonal work. That's exactly what they do. So many people from Boston, Massachusetts. I met somebody from Texas too that was just working for the summer. It's like, Texas. So they're probably going to say that when I say, I'm from Arizona. Arizona, what are you doing here? The train and the Yukon were beyond imaginary. Most beautiful scenery ever. Yes. They did that. I did not. Anthony on the move. Hello, Anthony on the move. Welcome in.
Okay. See, back in my day, it used to be called put on tape. What is it on video? What is it now? Digital? What do you call it? It's not on tape, but what do you call it?
Those big camcorders like this.
Yeah, I mean, you had to put it on tape. Okay, you have to record it.
Michelle just booked the 249 excursion to Tracy Arm. Look at that. Should be a salesperson for Carnival. It was really amazing. I'm going to show you guys in a second. I'm really not blowing smoke, I promise. Scott, Glacier Bay is a full day of cruising in the bay. Same thing with Tracy Arm Fjord. It's a full day of cruising if you don't choose to get off the ship. But if you choose to get off the ship, you have a little 3-hour. I think it's a 3-hour excursion. So Chris and Liz say, I love it, Mr. Bill. Oh no, Mr. Bill. See the World says we're going in May on Carnival. See, so many people here are already booked for Alaska. Going again in September on the NCL Bliss. Amazing. The Journals of Awakening. Hello, fellas. Good to see you all. Big love. Well, welcome in the Journals of Awakening. So great to see you. Okay, and we are finally down to the bottom. You guys are amazing. And let me play this before we get any further into this live. I want to share this 30-second clip here of the glacier. This was at the closest point that we were able to get. I was told that it was about 55 yards away, maybe a little bit more. But here we go. Massive piece of iceberg. I think that's bigger than 5 feet. Sheesh. You ain't wrong about that. Oh my God, imagine we did that thing. Sheesh. Do a little loop-de-loop.
That is amazing. That is amazing.
Right. And we were actually lucky enough. So they kind of admitted to us. We got out into the fjord really quickly, and we were actually one of the only sailings on in the last couple weeks that were able to actually go to both glaciers. So not only did we go to South Sawyer, which I just showed you, we went to the smaller glacier too, which is North Sawyer Glacier, which is just kind of up and around the bend before you get to South Sawyer. But we took a turn in there, and they took us in and let us see that too as well, which was absolutely amazing. Again, just a smaller representation of what I just showed you. But again, they said that it was super rare and the day was clear as anything. And the ocean that we were on, or the glacier, I'm sorry, the fjord that we were in was like glass-like. So we were able to kind of move fast through the glacier. So again, awe-inspiring. I can't even put into words what that trip did for me, besides get me a little drunk at the end with the glacieritas, which was, again, awesome. They let you take your ice cube if you wanted to. You put it under your shirt, and you took the ice cube back onto the ship, and you could have gotten another drink, which I did. And all the bartenders were like, oh, is that the ice from the glacier? Everybody was like, trying to touch my ice cube. I'm like, no, I'm trying to make another drink. Don't touch my ice cube. But yeah,
Trying to touch your what?
the ice cube, because I took it back in the cup with me. I said, can I get a martini or a margarita made with it? They're like, yeah, sure. Everyone's trying. I'm like, don't touch the ice cube. I'm trying to drink out of that ice. They're like, did it really come from the glacier? I'm like, yeah, it really came from the glacier. You watch them scoop it out. They broke it with an ice pick in the sink, and they made all these little ice cubes out. It was awesome. And they were about what did I pay? About $12 a glacier-rita. They didn't call them margaritas, but about $12 a glacier-rita. So that was pretty cool. Again,
But
can't
those,
put it into words. It was just
even though like excursions like that are expensive, it's the once in a lifetime type of deal. When you go down on these tours to this beach, kissing, the dolphin and parasailing and water skis, and that's you can do that down in Miami.
yeah.
That what you just showed us, that's a once in a lifetime, type of deal right there. And that's kind of what I look for now when I look at excursions. So I may pay now. I probably can't do one in every port. You can't spend $600 in every port for an excursion, but you pick and choose.
You can. And that one, if you're going to Alaska, I would definitely 110% pick that. Hopefully you get a clear day just like we did.
Yeah.
The clearer, the better. Sometimes you want a little overcast. We actually had a tiny bit of overcast, but the sun was still out. And they said on the ship, man, you guys on this 10 o'clock. Oh, no, we didn't go on the 10 o'clock. We went on the early one. We went on the 7 o'clock one. So you guys on the 7 o'clock one, man, this is probably the best trip that we've had in like a month or so. Because right after that, the 10 o'clock was packed, and apparently they did not get to go to the first glacier. They only got to go to the second one, and then they had a 45-minute boat ride back because the Carnival Miracle decided that we wanted to get to our next port quicker. So the little boat had to catch up to us, and they said it was just not an enjoyable ride back. I can't say the same. So I just thought it was amazing. Yes, Lisa says, so cool, literally. So looking forward to that. Cruising scenes, we've been there but didn't see it like that. Yeah, and they said there's times when they're back almost double where we were because of the falling ice and the falling glaciers and how hard it's receded and how close they can get up. They get a report every single day, almost up to the hour, of how close they are actually able to get up.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're limited and they can only do what they can do. I had that same wow factor when we were in Greenland last August, when I saw all those icebergs. Yes, very similar. Here, it's actually even better, to tell you the truth, but I haven't been able to experience that yet. Hopefully soon. Yeah, so Cruise Life TV says, Scott, how was the weather? Did you get any rain? We did not get one droplet of rain. I don't know how we lucked out, but in every single port, we got no rain. And if you know Ketchikan, I think, is the port that gets the most rain out of any Alaska port. I think it got 170 centimeters last year or something like that. We didn't even get one drop in Ketchikan.
I've been there twice and haven't had rain. The two different times, and they always say, "Wow, this never happens. It's never this clear. You're never able to see the mountaintops because of the fog and inclement weather." And I saw it. Both times I went, it's beautiful.
So lucky, so lucky. And yeah, so my buddy Richard is actually on a back to back, so he decided to stay on. And to be honest with you, every single port this week has rained or snowed or hailed or so they have gotten really bad weather in all of the ports that they have continued to go back to and visit. So I consider myself lucky that I chose last week to go with him. Karma Lynn comes in. Hello, Karma Lynn for the win. Hello, Carmen.
What up, though?
That's right. Early bird gets the views. That's 110% true. Luciano, welcome in. Howdy, howdy. I saw you also just got a new pupper, so congratulations, Luciano. Nettie and JT, I don't think NCL offers something like that, at least not in 2022. I would love to see something that close. So even if NCL doesn't offer it, I know the Glacier Express offers it on their website. They also have a Facebook and things like that too. And you can feel super safe by booking with them too, because they'll get you back at, a very reasonable time, especially if you do the earlier one. Because if you do the earlier one, you have like 5 hours on the back end or 6 hours on the back end. So you don't even have to worry about, the excursion running over. But definitely look into it, Nettie and JT for sure. Journeys with June and Brady says our weather was perfect. Yes, it was. So
It looked like it.
It was amazing. But let me get back to this problem here. Kind of as we round this off about how understaffed the ports were, and I also want to echo on this too. I was walking around, in particularly in Ketchikan. I was walking around and I was trying to find some of the bars and restaurants that I was in last year. I said, "Oh, I remember going to this restaurant. Let me go back." And I went back, and it was a gift shop. I said, "Oh, wait, let me go to this bar. I remember this bar. This bar had awesome shots." Went there. It was a gift shop. Just like, what is going on? Like more than half of the restaurants that we tried to go back to were now gift shops, or they were, you would get a shot at the counter, but they don't really like serve it anymore. They serve you at the counter. You take a shot, but then there's a whole bunch of things to buy. I'm like, wasn't this a bar last year? Yeah, we changed it into, it's still a bar. I'm like, this isn't really a bar. It's more of like a bar gift shop. And then some of them have completely turned just straight into gift shops. I saw a lot of that actually happen in Juneau too. So I don't know what's going on with that. But if you go back in April, Bill, you also might find the same thing where you are looking for some of the bars or some of the restaurants that you once knew and loved, and now they're either a gift shop or some of them were actually even closed. Like, I mean, I couldn't see anything inside when I tried to look in. I'm like, why are they closed on a Monday? We were there or Friday. Why are they closed on a Friday? And we were in Ketchikan on Monday. Why are they closed on a Monday? And I was trying to figure out. They were just locked up and closed. So I couldn't really figure it out. But I know obviously the tourism is pushing it that way so the ports can make more and more money. But I just thought that was astounding to me, how many of these restaurants and places that we were making money selling food and things like that are now gift shops.
Right. You go where the money is.
You go where the money is. But here's the other thing, Bill, right? So yes, I know the overcrowding, and for me, I mean, I think there was at least, and this is being light, 3 to 4 ships in every single port we were in. Every single port, we were absolutely not the only ship, which made the cruise traffic even more, right? So when you're walking down these ports and you're walking into these gift shops and you're trying to, let's just say, get a meal, for instance, when we were in Ketchikan, my buddy said, "Hey, you wanted the best clam chowder in the world?" I said, "Yeah, do I want the best clam chowder in the world? Yes, I do." Right? We walked in, we went into Annabelle's. There was no line outside. Everybody was inside because it was cold. And there were people that were like, "Yeah, we've been waiting for you for an hour and nobody even came over to us." And you see all the servers running around. They're coming back. "Hey guys, we're going to sit you in 1 second. We just got to get some more menus." I was like, whoa. And we waited there for 20 minutes because we really wanted the clam chowder. Me and my buddy looked at each other. It was like, "You want to try somewhere else?" It's like, "Yeah, I think we should." And we just walked out. And he's like, "Yeah, normally that place does have a little bit of a line because the Annabelle's has the best clam chowder in Alaska." But he said it was never like that, where people were saying they were waiting an hour. There were people at the tables that didn't even have water in front of them. And I could tell that they were not just sat. I could tell that they were playing on their phones. They were waiting for somebody to come over. And I'm like, And again, this isn't going back on the servers. This isn't a problem with the servers. This isn't a problem with Annabelle. This isn't the problem with the establishment. This is a problem where they are massively understaffed for the amount of tourists and the amount of people that they're seeing on a daily basis, and they're not ready for it. And they're quite not equipped for it. They don't have the resources for it, and they don't have the people and the manpower for it. And it's hard to watch. I kind of wanted to almost throw in an apron and say, okay, can I sit you guys? Like, I mean, I could do this, just give me a free clam chowder and a drink.
That's one of the problems with all the ships. Grand Turk used to be one of my favorite ports 10 years ago, maybe a little less. And I loved it. Now, when I go down Grand Turk, I mean, it's just so many people, so many vendors, so many people. And this is like in the port area where people trying to rent you chairs and just everything is just piled into one spot. And I don't like Grand Turk anymore.
I know.
You try to go over to what is it, Margaritaville, and trying to get something to eat and try to find a chair, and it's like it's almost impossible to do anymore. And I mean, it's cruising has taken over the industry, and Alaska is starting to feel that now. Really Alaska is catching up with the rest of the cruising world, where I'm not waiting for an hour and a half for lunch.
No.
I don't care how good the food is. I'm just not waiting that long.
No way. You can't. And JR Cole Coin Adore is coming in. I am from Brazil. Well, welcome in, JR.
Welcome in.
Coming in. Let's see. Kim Marshy has also made it in. Hello, Kim Marshy.
Kim.
I am taking a few weeks off of drinking, Luciano. So I'm drinking Waterloo and a sparkling ice to make myself think I'm drinking. Journeys with Juna Brady said we had great service at the Crab and Go and Catch a Can. It was packed, but we sat in the bar. Yes, and I also want to kind of echo on that just a little bit. I think the deeper, darker secret that I kind of want to share with everybody as far as the ports go. First of all, Alaska is very safe, so I don't think you should feel scared if you don't see the cruise ship by walking and walking and walking. I think the further you walk from your cruise ship in a cruise port in Alaska, the better service you're going to get because they're going to be more well equipped. 2, there's going to be a lot more locals there. And 3, you're going to actually feel the authentic Alaska sort of feel. So let me give you just a few examples, right? If I want to go to Ketchikan, right? I'm going to talk about it backwards because I'm going to talk about Juneau after this, but Ketchikan, let's talk about Ketchikan, right? Ketchikan is a very small town, right? You have a lot of tourist stuff right outside your ship, shopping, bars, food, and all of that. And yes, everybody rushes to that centralized area, and Crab and Go actually happens to be in that port area where I'm talking about in Ketchikan. But I decided to venture off just a little bit further, and you might even know about this bar because this bar is very well known, but it's a little bit further than normal people would walk because you walk past I think it's the Royal or the NCL port. So we're docked all the way back. You walk a little bit further, you see another cruise ship. You walk a little bit further to port 3, and then you kind of go under this tunnel. And outside of the other tunnel kind of brings you into, it's still the kind of the port area, but I could see where people kind of look at the tunnel and were like, let's turn right, or let's turn left, or let's turn around. And it wasn't really that scary. You go right under the underpass. You go through the underpass. You can also go, which I did, of course. And you come out right to the Arctic bar. And I had read so many things about this lady, Paula, that she was the owner since 1937. She's got such an infectious smile. She will pour you a free shot if you just have a conversation with her. And I just wanted to meet her. I went in there. There were 4 other people in there. Well, 4 other locals in there. And then there were 3 other crew members. And I also brought a crew member myself. So there was 4 crew members. And there was almost no tourists at the time we went in. We got service, and I saw Paula walking around. She didn't serve me. And I said, by any chance, are you Miss Paula? She said, I am. I said, I heard about you on the internet. She goes, oh, Lord, what did you hear about me? And she comes over. She puts her arm on my shoulder. I'm like, this is like Cheers. This is like, she's like, no, it's better than Cheers. It's the Arctic bar. I said, I know you guys have been around since 1937. She goes, well, what else did you find out about me? And we had a conversation. We ended up having a shot together. She is the owner, so she could do whatever she wants. There's a famous pinky shot that they made with um, pink lemonade Whitney or something like that. It was amazing. It was great. And we just really just sat there and we kind of just shot the shit, to be honest with you. And that kind of local feel is the reason why Ketchikan, right? If you venture off in the port, you're going to get that type of service, right? They had one bartender there and she was fine serving all the people there. And she was not overwhelmed. She wasn't stressed. There was nothing like that. And it was a really enjoyable time. I think we stayed like an hour and a half. We contemplated on going to another bar, but I said, why would we leave this atmosphere to potentially go to another atmosphere that may be, flooded with tourists? We may not be able to get a seat at the bar. We may not be able to get a drink. And it was awesome. So we left there and had amazing experience. I actually interviewed Paula. You'll see that whole Arctic bar. I'm going to give her a whole separate vlog. And she gave me a shirt. So shout out to Paula. Such an amazing, amazing human being. If I end up going to Ketchikan, that's probably where I'll work. And then I kind of want to talk about another thing too that is in Juneau. So Bill, when you think about Juneau or you think about Alaska at whole, what do you think about eating in Juneau or Alaska that everybody talks about anyway?
Well, I don't eat seafood, so everybody talks about the crab legs and lobster and all that other stuff, and I don't eat it. So I don't think about food in Alaska as much as most people.
Okay.
So
Well, you did say the right answer. You said crab legs because that's the answer I was looking for.
yeah, every time Tracy's Crab Shack, and you see the signs everywhere.
I'm so glad you brought that up. I want to share the deepest, darkest secret right now for all the people that have stayed on this live for Juneau, because I know every cruise ship is going to Juneau. So listen up. Bill had just mentioned Tracy's Crab Shack. And the reason why everybody knows about Tracy's Crab Shack is because the cruise lines tell you about Tracy's Crab Shack. Where's the best crab legs? Tracy's Crab Shack. Go to Tracy's. Go to Tracy's. Oh, yeah, we have a little discount card. Go to Tracy's. Go to Tracy's. Go to Tracy's. Guess what? Here's the secret. The cruise lines are getting paid by Tracy's to tell you to go to Tracy's. That's why when you go to Tracy's, it's almost $135 a pound for a crab leg. Crab legs. Sorry, you get 2 or 3, whatever. $135 a pound for Tracy's Crab Shack crab legs. And why? Because you're paying part of the cruise company's fare and their deal for telling everybody to go to Tracy's. Not only is it $135 a pound, but you are going to wait on the longest line for the same exact crab legs that you can get if you walk just a little bit further, just around the corner. And Aunt June just said it just now, Alaska Brewing Depot or Alaska Brewing Company. It's technically Alaska Brewing Company. However, there is another Alaska Brewing Company. And without really getting into it, the Alaska Brewing Company I'm talking about is not owned by the same Alaska Brewing Company, yet it is the same Alaska Brewing Company. Either way, you go around the corner to Alaska Brewing Company, and the crab legs there are $73 a pound for the same crab legs that slide right out of the shell. And guess what? The beers are only $6 and $7 for their Alaskan beers, whereas Tracy's, they're about 10. So there is my secret. Don't go to Tracy's. I don't care what insider on Carnival or what insider on NCL tells you, go to Tracy's. Oh my God, it's the best.
Tracy is like right there at port. Tracy, I mean, you walk off the ship, it's right there.
It's right there.
So that's every port. If you go to any port and you walk right off the ship, everything's gonna be more expensive.
Always.
If you walk further away, it's gonna be a lot cheaper. And probably as good, if not better. So yeah, just you have to learn how to venture out a little bit. I know you want to stay safe and all the other good things, but everything from the cruise lines is more expensive. Every excursion, you can get literally the same excursion for 20-30% off if you do it off the ship. Alaska was one of the ones that's not necessarily true. I found out my helicopter ride, booking through the cruise ship and booking through the company itself, the price was the same, which I'm shocked because I was going to do it, off the ship, but it was the same price. I tried to do it ahead of time. So, but no, I mean, that's all cruise ports. If you walk away a little bit, but Tracy's crab shack, and I don't eat seafood, but when you walk off the ship, it's right there, and the line is 40 people, 50 people, 60 people deep.
Yep.
And I'm like, wow, just how good is this food? I didn't realize the price. I would never. Well, never is a.
Did you know that, Bill, that the cruise companies have a little deal with Tracy's to give them a little kickback for all the people that they send there? NCL, Royal, Disney, it's all of them. It's not just one.
Yeah.
I'm not singling out Carnival or anything. But
Well, I don't eat seafood, but I never heard Carnival mention anything about going to Tracy's. I've never heard it. I don't remember seeing any kind of advertisement. I didn't look for it either because I don't eat it. But I don't remember anybody ever just saying. I just always remember getting off the ship and seeing how long that line was, and it was like, man, it must be good. I assumed it was cheaper because, well, you're in Alaska.
That's what everybody assumes. They have the prime location for that. That's why they made the deal with the cruise ship. I mean, our guy, I think his name was Sam, our insider, was singing Tracy's Crab Shack from the highest podium on the Carnival Miracle that he could. He was praising about Tracy's. And yeah, I found out the secret for you guys. Don't go to Tracy's. Go to Alaska Brewing Depot, Alaska Brewing Company. And I'm going to share another thing right before we get off of this live.
Our Alaska Brewing Company, are they paying you, Scott? You sound like you might be getting paid.
No.
Hold on. We have to dig deeper into this.
I just had a really good time at Alaska Brewing Depot. I'm going to tell you about going even further right before we wrap up this live. A-Frame Daydream comes in. Hi, all. Central Illinois checking in, living through all of you since Ocean is a bit far. Ocean's a bit far from me too, but I make it there. I try at least. Uncle Dave, sorry I'm late, but hey, y'all. Hey, Uncle Dave.
Uncle Dave.
Sorry, Bill. What were you saying?
Oh, he's from Illinois. I'm from Michigan. I understand. Every time I go on a cruise, I got to basically fly somewhere.
It's true. It's true. Kim Marshy says, do you stay in port or do you do any excursions in Alaska? I usually don't do any excursions in Alaska. This time around, I was able to do a few, but usually I am an explorer by heart, Kim, and I just like to go out and explore.
I'll do some excursions. Usually if I'm going on an Alaskan cruise, I'll do one or two just because they're so expensive. And then the other times I'll go venture out and do a little hiking and go to some of the local bars, some of the local eateries, a little further away from the cruise ship itself or the cruise port. But it varies. Yep. Depends on what the weather is like. Every time I went, it was good weather, but it sounds like some people have, inclement weather. So, who knows? Maybe you don't even get off the ship if it's that bad.
Very true. Grandma's House says, had to share love and like and subscribe to the Awesome Cruising Grand. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Grandma.
Yes. See, a lot of the businesses are with the cruise lines they are, and they don't tell you that. They don't.
Well, they do. The Diamond Unlimited or Diamond International, whatever. All those. I mean, come here for your free trinket. I can't believe the number of people that go for that. But
they don't let you walk out with a free trinket. Just the free trinket people. So don't get roped into that.
Well, I never did understand that. I mean, I'm not. There's just certain things like, oh, follow this. Here's the map. Go to these stores. We guarantee. Have you ever tried to cash in on one of those guarantees? I know somebody had a problem with, I think, one of the bracelets or something they bought from one of those things. Yeah, well, just bring it in and we'll replace it. I'm in New York. What do you mean, just bring it in?
Yeah, just bring it in. Another trip to Alaska, no problem. Just bring it in. Thanks, Uncle Dave. Uncle Dave got the same mic. Thank you, Anthony on the Move. We appreciate that. We knew everybody that was really interested in Alaska would stay around, that's for sure. If you're going to Alaska Brewing in the port, which we were just talking about, be sure to get the brisket mac and cheese. We did get the brisket mac and cheese alongside, and it was reasonably priced. I think it was only $11, and it was like a nice size helping of mac and cheese. We all had a few scoops of it. We're sharers. We all share in our group, so we don't get anything big. We kind of just, get one thing, and we all kind of sample it and nosh on it. That's right. There we go. Sam, the shopping guy in the Miracle, did mention going to Tracy's after. Man, he was singing it from every show he had. Tracy's. I'm like, oh my God.
Sam, well, I got to admit, I was always fascinated with Tracy. I almost went in there just to see what the deal was with Tracy's, because every time I got off the ship there, I would get on the ship and go off, get on back. The line was wrapped. I mean, it was so deep. I'm like, just how good is the food?
The same as everything else. A little walk is going to be the same food, just half the price. Let's see. Oh, this is good. I got the best deal on king crab legs in Alaska. Buddy that owns a crab boat is making it for us on the boat while we whale watch. Well, Ross, nobody else can get that excursion. That is an up close and personal excursion, and definitely those would be the best crab legs in Alaska for sure.
There was a and I didn't do it, but there was an excursion where they went out, they caught dinner, crab legs, and they cooked them up for you, and that was the excursion. And I didn't take it because I don't eat seafood, but that one, like, you can't get any fresher than that. That would have been a good excursion if you like crab legs.
Very true. Yes, very true. And let me just share. Okay, so in wrapping this up, let me just share a few things here. So this is a really quick view of Juneau that I wanted to show you guys, because I'm gonna basically talk about one other secret in Juneau. I just love that view with the cruise ship there. That's not our cruise ship, but the cruise ship in the mountain. And yeah, just amazing and beautiful. But one other thing that I want to talk about before we close here in Juneau is that Alaskan Brewing Depot. Now, one excursion, and I guess I could call this an excursion, even though it's not an excursion, it is completely free. And that's why I want to perk everybody's ears up about this exact excursion. It's not really an excursion, but if you go into the left side of Alaska Brewing Company, right? Alaska Brewing Depot technically is their gift shop, right? The right side is Alaska Brewing Depot. They'll tell you it's not owned by the same people for different rights, which I'll explain in a second. But you go into the left side, Alaska Brewing Depot. There is a sign there that says free shuttle to Alaska Brewing Company. Now, obviously, it's not the Alaska Brewing Company that's right next door, because why would you take a bus when you can literally just walk next door? No, it's not. So you would go into Alaska Brewing Depot, and they run from like every hour, 12, 1, 2, 3. You would sign up for a free shuttle that has Alaska Brewing Depot on the side. It picks you up on the side of Alaska Brewing Depot, and it takes you to the real Alaska Brewing Company, which also happens to be, if you are a Costco member, next to the world's smallest Costco. Also, home of Alaska's cheapest food, which is $1.50 hot dog. If you've ever been to Costco, you can get $1.50 hot dog. Now, let me show you and share with you. We took the 15-minute shuttle. It was completely free. I think we tipped the girl like $10 or whatever. She was really good. And I know this is in stories, but bear with me. Whoops. This is where you would get off in So it really honestly just looks like an industrial area, but that sign above there was a brewery that you would go into, and you can sit there. They would serve you. However, there are limits in Alaska, and I know, Bill, you might have even encountered this, but there are limits in Alaska when the establishment makes the beer or liquor on site. So whether it's a distillery or a brewery, you are limited to the amount of alcohol per person that you are allowed to have. What do I mean by that? So when you go into, is this Alaska? Yeah, this is Alaska Brewing Company. So this is what they will hand you. And now I know it looks like a business card, but technically it is called what we call an Alaska Pokemon card, because what you have to do or should do is on these, fill up all 3 of these squares. And now I know they say 4 ounces, but how many ounces is a real beer? It's 12 ounces in a glass. So you can get 3 beers, or you can get 2 beers and a alcoholic cocktail. Now, what we did, and why there's triangles on here, is we got 3 different flights to sample all the different beers. Obviously, there's ones there that weren't at the Alaska Brewing Company that was right next to the depot. So the ones that you went further in and took this shuttle, you got to try the actual, well, they're still actual, but you got to try the different brews that they did not have at the other, Alaska Brewing Company. Now, this is kind of a pride to fill up one of these cards. And if you weren't or didn't have any intentions like Aunt June in filling up her card, she may or may not have given a few ounces to Mr. Richard, which you kind of just look the other way and it's okay because we don't have any kind of those limits in or Arizona or even in Detroit or Florida or anything like that. So I just want to point out, and that is not everywhere. That is only when the beer is brewed by the company that you are sitting in. Right. So that would be Alaska Brewing. That's why I got one of these in Icy Straight Point. There was an Icy Straight Brewing. They also had little beer glasses on here. So every single time you went into an actual brewery or distillery, you were limited to only 36 ounces of an alcoholic beverage.
Scott, are you sure you're not affiliated with Alaska Brewing Depot? Are you sure?
I am positive. I just want to give the people the right information. So when they go and they're like, wait, I can only have 3 beers. Yes, I wanted to tell you that you can only have 36 ounces of alcohol. However, right, the great thing about Alaska Brewing Company is that you're 15 minutes away. You are downtown. You are right across the street from a Costco. So that brewery that we went into, the only people that were in there besides 2 locals that were there, they were like regulars, were our van, our entire party, and then some random girl that decided to get in the van with us. Bless her soul, because she had a ride of her lifetime. I probably think she thinks we're all nuts because we are. And it was only the 5 of us. She sat at her own table, and the 6 of us. She sat at her own table, and the 5 of us sat, and we all sampled these different kinds of beers. But again, we didn't have to wait on service. We didn't have to wait on anybody. The bartenders weren't upset or they weren't rushed. So they were, engaging in conversations. Yeah, well, this spruce ale tastes good, but this one's actually my favorite, blah, blah. They were actually having real conversations. And then once we had our 36 ounces, which you'll also see on my page, we walked over to Costco because Rich is a member. We decided to sample some things in Costco because why not, in the world's smallest Costco. And then we also got a chicken bake and we got a hot dog, and we made some kind of drunk concoction, which you'll see on my page in a few days too. So, but yeah, that is the type of things. Once you get further away from the port, those are the type of things that you can do for cheap that are free. I mean, the alcohol wasn't free, but the bus ride was free and nobody knew about it. We asked the guy, how many people a day sign up for this? Maybe 2 groups. How many do you offer? Oh, we offer about 5 or 6 trips. 5 or 6 trips. Nobody wants to take a 15-minute ride to a less crowded brewery and actually drink real Alaskan beer. Mind-blowing. For free.
People are afraid of the unknown.
They are. Well, there's my little deep dark secret tip for you. So go to the Alaska Brewing Depot, take that 15-minute shuttle, have a hot dog at Costco, and then walk over and get your 36 ounce and
make sure you mention
Pokemon card.
Make sure you mention Controversial Cruising sent you.
Oh, don't mention me. Don't mention me. You're not going to get anything. You're not going to get any extra ounces. I promise. You're not. Let's see. Elisa says, LOL. Yes, Aunt June was sharing the love. I also really don't care for beer. And they give everybody a Pokemon card, whether you drink or not. They basically just shove it in your face. I was like, hey, you can only get 36 ounces. So if you had a empty Pokemon card, also, a lot of people that weren't filling up their cards would, I don't know why they would throw them on the floor. I don't condone this, but you would go outside the breweries and there would be like a pile on the floor. You would just flip them up and there'd only be like, I don't know, 4 ounces or 12 ounces taken out. So I promise I'm not Uncle Dave. I'm not. I just want to give you guys the best experience possible through the experiences that I had and the mistakes that I had made in Alaska. And I want to share those and be transparent with you guys. So best beer I had was in Prince Rupert. It was called Clara Latin. Oh, interesting.
Nice.
Najuma Brown has made it in. Hello,
Najuma. Welcome in.
Yes. Okay. So we are finally down to the bottom. And yeah, just in closing, I would just say there is no better time, in my opinion, to visit Alaska than now. Because if you wait any longer, you either A, might not be able to get there. B, the price may be triple of what Bill and I are talking about now. And C, if you are to get there, there may be some of the excursions like we're talking about on this live that are either limited vastly or are no longer offered. So the time is now, before it gets too overrun, before they shut that door even more than it's beginning to shut. Because in Juneau, and I saw that, Bill, I saw this sign. I was like, wow, this really makes me feel fulfilled. They had signs in Juneau all around. They were big and they were orange. And it said, we are talking about limiting and talking about no cruise ships on Saturdays. They had it like printed out and hanging out of almost every establishment that said
Yeah.
by 2026, no cruise ships in Juneau. I think it was like part of the peace nature protesters, but they were hanging those signs that they're still trying to fight for no cruise ships in Juneau on Saturday by 2026. Their biggest revenue day by far, and they're thinking about having no cruise ships there. People, the time is running out. The time is running out. D Newnham is
Welcome in,
coming.
D.
Good day, Warmstrong. Good day,
Good
Scott.
day.
All right, Bill. That brings us down to the bottom of the chat. Do you have anything else in closing before we thank all of our wonderful mods here?
No, I just, we've talked about it before. I think it's a good time to go, and I don't think it's not going to get any better anytime soon. I don't think the price is going to go down. I think you're going to be more limited, and you can still enjoy it, but as you can, like the ride, the Glacier Express, I believe what you called it. You don't know how long that's going to be going on before that. Maybe that gets limited because of the preserving nature.
Yeah.
So just if you can, get out and go see it now. I don't have a group cruise going to Alaska. Rambling with the Brums, I know they have about 40 cabins, and they're homesteaders, but they're getting on the bandwagon. They want to see it, and I think it's going to be a cruise of a lifetime. And get out there and don't be afraid. Don't worry about the cold. Be prepared. Walk away from the port a little bit. You're still in the United States. Your phone works. They have Uber. Just get away a little bit. It's still the United States. I know it seems like a different country, but it's still, you go cut on your phone, go live, talk, call home.
My phone worked perfect in every port with LTE. I had 5 bars of LTE in every port. So
yep.
It said something about the internet out there in Alaska, which is not always good. So they've gotten better. The Bud Files also makes it in. Hello, Bud. Welcome in.
Welcome in, Bud Files.
Awesome. All right. Yeah. No. So, I mean, honestly, just to echo on that, I would get to Alaska as quickly as possible. And if you have any questions about Alaska, Bill and I are definitely open books. We are very approachable on all of our social medias, also on our email. So if you have any questions about cruising, if you have any questions about Alaska, please reach out to us, because we are cruise nerds and we absolutely love talking about cruising. Hence why we have now ran over a half an hour, because we can't shut up about cruising. So, or I can't shut up about cruising anyway. Lazy Days comes in and says, I almost booked a cruise to Alaska on the casino deal, but husband couldn't get the PTO time off. Hopefully it will work out next year. Yes, hopefully.
I've been blessed, and I've been able to get some of those casino deals, which it minimizes the cost of the cruise, so I can spend more on excursions and things like that. So hopefully, Lazy Days, hopefully, you guys can somehow get it to work out. Hopefully. Because when you start looking at some of these cruises, I mean, you're looking at $2,000, $2,500 for 2 people, and I mean, you're getting a lot of money, and I don't see the prices coming down.
I don't either. I only see them going the opposite way, unfortunately. So I would get there as quickly as possible. I know the Caribbean cruises, they're offering the Caribbean cruises at such a great deal. And Caribbean it is great, but it is also amazing to go out and see other places like Alaska. And I think Alaska is right at that tipping point of, no pun intended, but right at that tipping point of being that once in a lifetime, but also that once in a lifetime that people can actually afford and get on as of right now. So before we can't say that anymore, please, guys, go and explore Alaska, because it has taken my heart for now a second time. And if I get there next year, which I hope I will, it will take my heart yet again. And like I said, I might even move there. So I love Alaska. And everyone is also echoing in a great stream. So thank you everybody for hanging around. Also, thank you for all of the people that have stuck with us. Thank you for all of our mods keeping us safe in here and always protecting Warmstrong and myself on this Cruise Talk Live. So, Bill, you can end it, because I know we always say on
Well,
both
Scott,
podcasts anyway.
Scott, what do you have planned for the rest of the week?
Oh, yes. What do I have planned for the rest of the week? How am I forgetting? What is today? So Wednesday. Okay. So tomorrow I have Thirsty Thursday with the Astute Tourist Jimmy at 4:00, same time as this live, 4:00 and 7:00. On Friday, we do not have a match game, but at the same time as the match game, 5 and 8:00, Cruise Life TV, Carnival Cruise Addicts, and myself will all be a guest on Orange Cone Vlogs live. And we decided to push back our match game live just 1 week, since Ross does so much for us, so much for the community. And I know he's been wanting to have all three of us on for quite some time. So that will
Nice.
be this Friday. And then Saturday, I'll have my podcast again. That is definitely growing in popularity. And I have a new coffee cup corner, which I have about 5 coffee cups lined up now to be featured on that first segment. And I am super excited for that. So it's even making me even more excited to reading the comments and getting your text messages, Bill, about how much you're enjoying the podcast. So it's making me enjoy it even more through you guys. So that's all I have for the rest of the week. And I'll be back here next Wednesday talking about the miracle with yourself and hopefully Mr. Cruise Vet.
Hopefully, everything works out with Cruise Vet.
How
For
about yourself?
me, I am back to my regular schedule. Banter with Bill tomorrow, and I will just be catching people up on what's been going on with me.
Okay.
And talk about cruising and how I'm changing my cruising pattern now. Like everybody, you always want to go on a cruise after every cruise, another cruise, another. Hey, here's a 3-day cruise, here's a 7-day cruise, here's a 6-day cruise. I'm going to talk about more of the longer cruises. I think I'm going to start venturing into longer cruises and more of a fly to a new location and fly to Barcelona and cruise from there and take a 5, 6, 7-day cruise. I'm a little burned out from the Caribbean.
Yeah.
I did book another cruise. I have one booked for January of 2025 for Southern Caribbean. It's a 10-day out of Miami, I believe. Miami or Port Canaveral, Miami. So on an MSC.
Oh,
So
nice.
I'm gonna start taking like longer cruises. I know it's tougher for people that work and have family issues and things like that. But for me, I think I'm gonna take fewer cruises, but make them more bucket list type cruises, longer cruises where places I haven't gone before.
Ireland, Scotland, Greenland, Norway,
Greece,
Dover,
and all those
England,
good places.
Greece.
So
Yep.
that's what I'm going to start looking for. And by being retired, I'm able to look for the best deals.
Yep.
If I get a good casino deal, if I get a good deal that, hey, for whatever reason, NCL is throwing out a cheap price, I can just hop on there. And I think I'm going to start trying to focus more on that. But I'm going to talk about more of that tomorrow on Banter with Bill. And then Monday at 5 p.m., I will be, I don't know, am I finishing up? I have a video dropping from my time on the Allure at Perfect Day at Coco Key,
Nice.
which happens to be my favorite private island. We'll talk about a little bit about that tomorrow too. I really fell in love with Coco Key. So we will talk about that tomorrow on Banter with Bill, 5 p.m. Eastern time. Be there, be square.
I will be there for sure. I'm interested to hear this this flip side of your cruising too, because I think I'm honestly kind of flipping towards that way too. Now that I'm nowhere near retired, but I'm finding more joy in these longer journeys, cruises, and these destinations. Yes. So I'm interested in, and like Elisa says, yes, please take us along, Bill. We will all live vicariously through you.
I mean, I love it. I really do love the longer cruises, and 4 or 5 sea days before you hit land, like going to Hawaii. Like, Scott, you're about to do it,
I am.
and getting there and hitting these ports, and it's not like the Caribbean. I mean, even though you go to Hawaii, Honolulu,
Mhm.
it's not like the Caribbean.
I
And
can't
I
believe
think I want to more venture more out into that aspect instead of another trip to, not, I don't mean to knock these ports or anything, but another trip to Cozumel,
I know.
another trip to, Costa Maya. It's just, I'd rather go on fewer trips, pay more money and get more bang for the buck.
Even though ironically, Bill, that is the next cruise port you will be in with me,
I
Cozumel.
know.
In a couple weeks. We're gonna do in 2
That,
weeks,
it was,
right before we go, we're gonna do an island or another Margaritaville at sea
oh,
talk. So
tune in tomorrow because I'm gonna rant because I have a problem with Margaritaville. I have a problem. It's Scott, and I'm gonna talk about it tomorrow, people. Scott, believe it or not, me and Scott, we're going on this cruise, Margaritaville inaugural cruise.
yes.
Two problems. We booked the inaugural cruise. We're paying top dollar for the inaugural cruise to be the first people on that cruise. But now they're having like a pre-cruise, 2-day pre-cruise for certain people, travel agents,
Yes.
and so now it's
Media,
not,
yep.
well, we paid top dollar to be first, where we're not first now. And by the time we get on the cruise ship, there'll already be videos out about it. So
Yep.
I don't like that. Also, from the price that we paid for the cruise, it's gone down in price. Yeah. And no, we don't give refund because we're past the day of cancellation. We don't give refunds. We don't give onboard credit. So tune in tomorrow. You'll hear me rant about Margaritaville. And
Oof.
it's like I've been on 50 cruises. I've never, like, when price dropped. Okay, I understand you won't give me money back. You can't give me onboard credit. I
Right?
mean, whatever it was like 160 or $200 is what it dropped. So if somebody books now, they would get $200 cheaper than us, and we booked how long ago? So
That's not
tomorrow, rant, be there, be square.
all right. And then we just have this one question by Kim. She says, "Do you find better deals when you book through through the cruise or through an agent?" She says.
I happen to be a travel agent. I really don't use it though. I mean, I probably could if I really search for different sales. A lot of times I go on Carnival and I get casino deals, so I stick with that. But I'm always looking at different sites for special deals, and sometimes they have, like some NCL had, like, buy one airfare and get one airfare free.
Mhm.
So you just have to be open minded. I mean, look at both. Find a travel agent. If find a cruise line you want to go to, find a travel agent. They'll find you the best deal that they can get. But also look on your own.
Right. Right.
Scott, am
Because
I looking at Scratch and Pete dropping a premiere for tomorrow for you?
yes, I think I do. Oh yeah, I also have a premiere tomorrow. I'm gonna have a premiere every single
Thank
day.
you, Pete.
I'm trying to get these vlogs out. Thank you, Pete. I'm so bad with that. I do have a premiere tomorrow. It's actually a longer sea day vlog, so I put day 2 and day 3 in its own vlog to make it a little bit longer because I know you wanted my vlogs just a little bit longer. But to echo on Kim Marshy's question is, Kim, both me and Warmstrong both kind of book on the casino deals. So while I think we can talk on this, I think a lot of our deals come central from the casino, whether it's from somebody that we know that ends up booking on their casino deal or directly through our own casino deals. Bill gets some better casino deals than I do. But I think the thing with with travel agents, you really have to keep in mind, right? Travel agents are going to kind of be, I don't want to say a security blanket, right? But if you're somebody that's not comfortable with booking on your own, right, and maybe need a little guidance, that's what travel agents are there for, right? They're going to provide most of their services or all of their services for free, to kind of hold your hand and ask you the questions that, you wouldn't be asking yourself normally by just booking online. It might filter through your head, right? But you don't have another human being there to say, okay, well, you really want to go to Cozumel. Why do you want to go to Cozumel? Are you going with your spouse? Are you going with your family? And ask you more questions like that. So I think it's more of a security blanket for people. Yes, do they get better deals because they book a lot of cruises and they have a travel agent rate? 110%. Could you find just as good of a promotional rate by some of these deals that the cruise companies are just blasting out in emails and marketing and whatever bucket you decide to get in? If you happen to spend a little money in the casino, or you just happen to get into a sail back with us promo bucket where they're giving you 50% off plus a airfare, could that be better than a travel agent? Absolutely. But I think the travel agent really just gives you that peace of mind and that blanket of security if you are not one that is 110% confident in booking by themselves. So I think that that's the shorter, more concise answer, because there are really good travel agents out there, and you can also just book cruises by yourself. So but thank you, Pete, also for reminding me about my own premiere. Sometimes I don't even show up to my premieres. I almost missed mine today. Lord, oh Lord. And Journey says, I've only traveled Carnival and we always use a casino deal. Yes, yes, yes. Actually got on the FFS, for fun's sake, with John Heald's group cruise, which I forgot I booked. But yes, I'm going with Aunt June on her casino deal. So thank you,
Nice.
Aunt June. And Mayhem and Miracles, a family member is now in Alaska. Welcome in, Mayhem and Miracles. I should get a few deals. I spent I had 700 and something points, so hopefully. Kim, cruise next deals on the next cruise ship can be assigned by the travel agent, but you must give them to your travel agent info at the time of working with them. Yes, 110%. Okay, we are finally down to the bottom. And Bill, what do we always say before we get out of here? What do you always say?
Well, as I always say, make sure people, you stay strong and embrace the journey. And we will see you I'll see you tomorrow for the next journey and for my complaint about a couple of things. But Margaritaville is the main one. So tomorrow.
We're all here for your rants, Bill. We love your rants. So thank you, everybody, for sticking around. And we'll see you tomorrow and next week.
Take care, everybody.
Bye, guys.